Newborns typically sleep between 18 and 20 hours during their first 2 days of life. This stillness lulls new parents into a false sense of peace before they leave the hospital. The homecoming vacuum begins the moment you cross your own threshold. The baby wakes up, and you realize that despite the discharge papers, you have no practical instructions on how to keep this tiny human alive. Even medical professionals, pediatricians and OBGYNs, experience this profound sense of cluelessness when they are isolated at home with their own newborn. This exhaustion is the physical fallout of a violent biological system reboot occurring inside the infant. Surviving the first 7 days requires shifting focus away from rigid parenting schedules to understand the invisible physiological transition from womb to world. The transition begins with a massive physiological shock. Most babies lose roughly 10% of their birth weight in the first days of life. This explains the anatomical constraint driving that weight loss. On day 1, a newborn's stomach is the size of a pinky tip. Because this tiny volume fills and empties quickly, infants feed up to 15 times daily, a relentless process called cluster feeding. These feeds are the primary defense against bilirubin. As fetal red blood cells break down to adapt to the outside world, they release this bright yellow byproduct, which causes jaundice. If this byproduct builds up, it can cross into the brain and cause permanent neurological damage. Frequent feeding acts as a mechanical flush. Milk forces the bilirubin through the digestive tract and out, transitioning the baby's stool from black to yellow. This grueling 15-feed schedule functions as an essential medical flush system that keeps the baby's brain safe. While the digestive system reboots, the infant's circadian rhythm remains completely uncalibrated. They arrive with no biological understanding of day versus night. Parents must manually calibrate this rhythm by forcing wakefulness every 3 hours during the day, introducing bright light, and keeping nighttimes intentionally boring. This visualization shows the hidden intensity of their development. Even during this period of external confusion, a newborn's brain synapses fire 3 times more often than in adults. Their optical system, however, has a severe physical limit. Their eyes can only focus on objects located exactly 18 inches away. Anything further is a total blur. That 18-inch radius is the precise anatomical distance between a baby's face and a parent's face during feeding or skin-to-skin contact. Because their biological world ends at 18 inches, spoiling a newborn is neurologically impossible. Physical proximity and constant contact build the foundational architecture of their brain. The final physical tie to the womb is the umbilical cord stump. Medical protocol for the cord requires absolute non-intervention. It must remain dry and untouched until it naturally detaches, usually between weeks 1 and 2. This restraint extends to hygiene. Limit baths to twice or thrice a week in 98 to 100 degree water to protect their raw, newly exposed skin. In this stage of the external body transition, parental restraint is the safest medical choice. While the infant transitions, the parents are enduring an extreme biological shift of their own, characterized by massive hormonal drops and physical healing. The combination of internal physical trauma and severe sleep deprivation creates a perfect storm for postpartum blues. When these simultaneous biological transitions become overwhelming, follow the ultimate medical triage protocol. A crying baby is an alive baby. Placing the infant on a safe, flat surface and walking away to recenter is a vital survival tactic. Surviving the womb-to-world transition requires letting go of perfect routines and focusing entirely on the biological fundamentals of keeping yourselves and the baby alive.